Welcome back
Hi.
to the show. Hi, how's it going?
It's good.
Good.
Sorry.
Today we're talking women's health in particular, and
We're already talking about it.
We're already talking about. We were just talking about Major League Baseball player Manny
Yes.
Ramirez, who's suspended for 50 games. And as I understand it, there were women's hormones in the steroid that he was taking.
Good man.
So there's our segue into women's health right there. Manny Ramirez, we're joined by Dr. I guess we might as well talk about that because we were surprised when we heard Manny Ramirez had female hormones as part of what he was taking. Why would he take female hormones?
Well, the issue is that all your hormones are, the main framework is cholesterol, and they're all connected to each other. So for men, what happens is as they hit 30, they actually start hitting male andropause, and all those hormones start falling off. Okay. So by supplementing, it can actually enhance their performance.
What did you say, male what?
Andropause.
So there is a guy version.
There is. There is.
We had this
I never thought I'd see you so happy.
We had a conversation about this earlier today, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I said, I think there's a male version because, you know, anyways. Okay, back to this one.
Yeah.
Back to women's issues.
No, this is really interesting. And it is a hot button topic, I think. Like I said, I mean, really, there's a lot of, like what Derek said, this is in the news all the time. What is the concern about hormones in general? What's happening? Why should we be worried about it?
Okay. Well, I mean, the natural process for women is for the hormones to start reducing as we start hitting age 35, you know, and so forth. But what's happening is women, we're now saying, you know, we want to remain vital. Because estrogen, progesterone, these hormones impact the uterus, impact our immunity, impact our bone density, our cardiovascular health. I mean, that pretty much is our whole body. So by looking at what levels we are at presently and how can we promote sustaining that for a longer period of time, we can actually feel more energetic and have a better degree of longevity.
When we spoke to you before the show, you said the biggest issue that women are coming in and asking you about is testing.
Yes.
How do I test? Are there different types of tests that women can take?
There are. The traditional method is you'll go into your physician and he'll do a blood test. He or she will do a blood test. The issue with the blood test is it only gives you your hormonal status on one particular occasion.
Okay.
But as men and women know, your hormones fluctuate every day.
Yes.
So if your hormones are at a certain level on the day that you test, does that reflect what's happening over the whole month?
Okay.
Not exactly. Right.
So not very accurate.
It provides you a window,
right.
a window of looking at what's going on, you know, a general overview. But in order to actually get more specific to that unique person, we look at different systems, and we can actually do a 24-hour urine. And what happens with that is we test your hormones, your sex hormones, your female hormones, your male hormones, and we also check for adrenal gland sufficiency. Because hormones is the hot topic, estrogen, progesterone, but if a person's adrenal glands or thyroid is low, whatever hormones you give may not have their full effect.
Yeah, because you're talking about hormones, like we always, I think of progesterone and estrogen when we talk about that, but your thyroid produces its own hormones.
Exactly. And
so
every hormone talks to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all connected. So the 24-hour urine is one system, which I think is probably one of the most efficient systems of testing, because you're testing over a great amount of time.
Right.
The next option is saliva testing. So what happens there is you take 11 samples throughout the month, and the information we get back is information on estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and then also luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, which are the brain communicator hormones.
Okay.
So it tells us, is the brain communicating at the right level, not just at the organ level is there a problem.
So that sounds like the most accurate of the three.
Yeah, and it's so hot. I mean, we can't keep these test kits in stock because I mean, really, this is what's happening. And the reason why is because by 2015, 50% of women will be menopausal. Okay. So if we say that perimenopause occurs 5 years before, 50% of women are perimenopausal
When should women start testing?
Well, if you start seeing changes in your hormonal cycle, that would be the time, and or age 35 would be a good time to start looking at it.
What changes would we see?
Great question. You would see more PMS symptoms. So you'd see more irritability, mood swings, more breast tenderness.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Bloating.
That's unfair. I'm listening carefully here.
Cravings for sugar, for carbohydrates, all of those things. Maybe changes in libido too, because progesterone is responsible for the surge of LH, which is responsible for libido, because in your natural cycle, that's what human nature wants you to do. But yeah, all those symptoms may start occurring.
So let's just say hypothetically, I was over 35. And hypothetically,
I'm there. I'm way over there.
So basically it's as easy, making an appointment, and you said the saliva one is probably the most accurate.
Yes.
It's 11 times, so it's in the course of 1 month.
Yes.
11 visits type thing.
11 test samples. So you can actually we'll give you the kit, we'll write the requisition.
Oh, okay, so you
can gather the sample in the leisure of your home, and we send it away to you.
So let's say it comes back and says, your hormones are out of whack.
Right.
Now what do we do?
Well, you know what? The other big symptom, which I forgot to mention, is weight. We have people coming in, they're exercising 7 days a week, they're eating like a bird, they're not losing weight. And then when we get the results back, we're like, oh, no wonder why, because your hormones are out of balance. So then what we can do is get into treatments, we can do detoxification, strengthen the liver where your hormones are broken down, and then we might even get into what we call phytoestrogens or phytoprogesterones, which are natural substances that mimic that particular hormone without ill effect. So.
Always great to have you on the show. Honestly, when we go out into the public and we talk to people about the show, you are one of their favorite guests.
I know, and after
always
today's
a great
conversation,
education.
your phone's going
to be ringing off the hook for sure. If you want more information, visit www.optihealth.com. Don't go away.